My name is Mercedes Wilson. As a talk show host, I talk for a living, but the most important conversations I have every day are as a wife, mother, and friend. Cooking is something I love because food has the power to nourish the body, but most definitely the soul. Join me for great food and conversation while we make some recipes for life. I am Mercedes Wilson, and I am so glad you are with us today because I have a very special guest.
Hello.
This is my dad, and we have a treat for you today. We have some steak, one of our favorite dishes that we like to make together. We have my grandma's cornbread. We have cha-cha relish, which my dad will explain more on that. And then one of his favorites, which is blue cheese butter.
Yes.
Right?
A steak.
Yes. And then we have collard greens. You have to have the collard greens, and we're putting salt pork in those. Right? So we're gonna start with the steak, and I want to show you one little trick. A lot of times people oil their pans. You do not have to oil your pans. What I did was I cut the fat from around the steak, you dice it up, and then you put that in the pan and let that make the oil for the steak. So I'm gonna add that in. How do you like your steak, Dad?
Medium, just a little pink.
And so we're just putting the salt and pepper on both sides of the steak, and then we're gonna add it to the pan. Now we have cast iron. We're doing a lot of cast iron.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So talk about cast iron, Dad, and what that meant when you were growing up into Grandma.
Well, my mother used cast iron, like that's all I ever saw growing up. That's all she had was a cast iron before they had the non-sticks and stuff. And she would always say that it added more flavor to the food. The cast iron itself would soak up the flavors of the food that you were cooking, and thus just intensified the flavors of anything you cooked in it.
And if there's any memories that I have of Grandma, she was always cooking.
Always. Well,
always cooking.
There was 11 of us, so yeah, she was up at the crack of dawn.
Every morning.
Yep.
Every morning.
Right after breakfast, she'd start dinner. So while we're going to school.
So we're gonna put the steak on, and then we have this weight, the weighted top. I like to put on. Oh, it smells good in here already. Okay, so let's talk about the other stuff that we have going on while the steaks are going. We're gonna leave those on each side for a couple of minutes there, let it cook through a little bit, and then we'll flip it over. But in the meantime, the greens. Can you talk about the important things of greens?
Well, greens are, there was a staple growing up. You know, my mother, she always had a garden, you know, with a
big garden in the
big
back.
garden.
Yeah.
Brings back a lot of memories. Pulling out the rocks every year. It seemed like more and more rocks would be like they were growing in the garden. Pick them out. I guess that's where I got my green thumb from. She would always have our type of plants.
What other vegetables were in the garden?
Oh, wow. She had, you name it, peppers, onions, carrots, tomatoes, potatoes, you know, everything.
It seemed huge to us kids, too.
Yeah.
It seemed so huge.
Yeah, it was.
So with the greens, a lot of times people add a bunch of different recipes, but my dad kept it very simple. My grandma kept it very simple. There was only like 4 items. What did you add to the greens?
Well, the collard greens, and then she added, you know, salt, pepper, vinegar, and salt pork.
That's it.
And salt pork is basically like a bacon, but she had it in cubes. It would come in block, and she would slice it herself. And now you just buy it all sliced, and that would flavor the greens.
Yeah. Oh, so good. I'm gonna flip the steak, but then we're gonna talk about the cornbread and the cha-cha.
Oh, the cha-cha. Oh, that smells good. Wow.
Look at it. Oh my gosh, look at those grill marks. Ah, that's perfection. And this is a good ribeye that I picked up from a local grocery store. If you can see the little fat pieces, provided everything it needed. And put the top back on. Let's go to cha-cha relish. I had never heard of it before you mentioned it.
My mother used to use orange peppers, red peppers, green peppers, and she would dice up
jalapenos.
Some jalapenos and a couple of different hot peppers.
Cabbage is the
And once
main.
in a while she would put some cabbage in there, yeah. And she made a couple of different versions. Some, you know, with the peppers in it, and some she would sweeten up with sugar. You know, somebody wanted it hot, somebody wanted it sweet, so.
But it adds a kick to the greens, so after you cook the greens, you put a scoop of the cha-cha.
Yeah, right on top of the greens, right out of the pot. Yeah.
You know how to cha-cha?
Well, I think it'll do a little bit, but that's it.
Don't break nothing.
Oh my God.
Okay. And then, really quick, let's talk about the cornbread.
Yeah.
In the skillet.
In the skillet, on top of the stove.
It's not in the pan, it's not out of a box.
Nope,
I didn't do box food.
I've never seen a box of anything instant growing up. My mother did everything from scratch. Everything.
Man, and I'm telling you, I remember Grandma taking the cornbread, and she would scoop up greens, and I would sit on her lap, and she would feed me. Yep, she would feed me.
Finger licking good. Never used napkins either.
No.
No napkins. No such thing.
No napkins.
Nope.
No boxes.
Finger looking good. I think Colonel Sanders stole that from my mama.
Oh my God. Here he goes. Here he goes. And then you like blue cheese butter. I'm not a blue cheese fan, but you are. So we made some blue cheese butter and we wrapped it up. We mixed it. And you can get all of these recipes for the cornbread, for the cha-cha, and the blue cheese butter right on my website, mercedesewilson.com. So you'll have all of that there. But we got to check on the steak again.
Yeah, check the steak.
So another key to the steak is once you cook it, you don't cut it right away. Look at that. Look at those lines, Dad.
Awesome.
You let the meat sit.
Definitely, let it sit. Because once you cut it, all the juices will run right out. You want it to seal.
Right, right.
You want to seal the flavor inside of the steak.
Right. So question, what was it like being in the household with 11 of y'all?
Bathroom time was quick, and it was a premium. 'Cause I had 6 older sisters. All the girls are older than me, so bathroom time was a premium. And it was hectic, but you know I miss it.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Yeah. What do you remember most about Grandma when it came to food? What did food do for the house?
Food, it just brought us all together. Just the smell of it. Like I said, you know. We got up every morning for school, and she would cook breakfast, and right after breakfast, right before we were walking out the door, she had everything washed up. And she's starting dinner while we're walking to school.
Yep.
Dinner was already being prepared every morning.
Wow. And what do you remember most about her and Grandpa?
They were just, you know, like 2 peas in a pod. 2 peas in a pod. You know, just they were glued together.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the steak should be done. Look at that.
Perfect.
Oh, that looks
that's
amazing.
perfect. Oh, that looks delicious.
And then the greens with the salt pork. And these cook for how long, Dad, the greens?
2 hours.
2 hours.
2.5 at the most.
So it cooks down. I love how simple
Yeah,
it is to make the greens.
Very simple, and it was, like I said, it was a staple. It was a staple in our house.
Okay, so the steak is done. It smells delicious, but we let it sit for a good 10 minutes. And so you will see that we have Grandma's cornbread, we have the greens, and then we have cha-cha.
Cha-cha.
Come on, Dad, put some cha-cha on.
Yeah.
So.
Right on top, like that.
And what is cha-cha supposed to do to the greens?
Just gives it a little extra oomph, you know?
It gives it what?
A little extra oomph.
I like the lean. Do it again.
A little extra oomph.
Okay. So then, I want you all to see this steak. Now, we like ours a little more red. But because we let it sit, the juiciness of it, unmatched. Oh, look at that.
Delectable.
Look at that. So I just want you to see the perfection that is this ribeye. And literally, we only put salt and pepper on it. That is it. Salt and pepper. And we let the fat from the corners of the steak, the edges of the steak, be the oil.
Oh, that's perfect.
Look at that.
Picture perfect.
Look at that. Now, I mean, if you like it a little more well done, which a lot of people do, that is perfectly fine. Just cook it a little longer, but we cooked it maybe 5 minutes on each side.
Got the perfect sear on both sides with the pink in the middle. That's
perfection.
Even sear.
So, we're gonna add steak to the plate. This is more like a Sunday. You think this is a Sunday meal?
Oh, definitely.
Which it seemed like every time Grandma cooked it was Sunday.
Yeah, every day was a Sunday, yeah.
Yep.
Or a late Saturday evening meal.
Yeah.
Just before hee-haw come on.
I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm just laughing with you.
We used to watch hee-haw every Saturday evening. My dad used to watch it, and we did too.
Oh my gosh. So Dad, if life were a big bowl with a bunch of different recipes, or I'm sorry, a bunch of different seasonings in the bowl, what would be your recipe to make up life? What would be a good addition?
A good addition? Wow, that's a good question.
To life, yeah. What ingredient?
You know, love. Just pure, unadulterated love. You know, it seems like the world's lacking a lot of that.
Yeah. So love.
Just love.
Oh, you gotta try it. Come on,
It
you
goes a
gotta try it.
long way. Oh man, it's been a long time since I had some cha-cha.
Yeah? Is it like Grandma? Now, I put honey on my cornbread, so.
Wow. It evokes so many memories. Actually, the essence of it, soul food. This is food for the soul. It's nothing but love.
I think my dad said it best. And Recipes for Life, this whole thing is about bringing people together, coming together with those that you love. And I think this is a really, really, really good reminder. And it's going back and remembering the people that mattered, but doing it with the people that you love at the same time. That's what this is all about. So again, find someone you love and do something where you can make memories, because that is one of the recipes for life.